This is ABC15 Mornings.
Choosing a career or choosing kids.
If I keep trying to make this work, my kids are not going to be this age forever.
Here this morning, two moms with two different decisions.
Making a puppy payment.
One of the biggest problems that we see really commonly are puppies or even adult dogs that are being bought and sold on Craigslist.
After losing money, some Arizonans need a dog in the fight. That's when they made a call to the Let Joe Know team.
The tech industry finding a home in the valley.
20 years from now, Arizona is not just going to be a growing tech hub. We very well could be the #1 tech hub in the country or the world.
An in-depth look at why we could be seeing the start of another Silicon Valley.
Going green with a new type of light that could ease your migraine pain.
If that's his true passion, right, that's something he wants to do, I would hate to take that away from him. But then the other side of me is I don't want to see my baby get hurt either.
Tackling the safety issue, how researchers have huddled to prevent more football injuries.
It's called the football model, and you're going to be hearing a lot more about that in the years to come, all in the name of safety. Talked to an expert from Barrow Neurological Institute. We'll get to that momentarily. First, we say happy Friday. How you doing? Kaylee O'Kelly here in studio. Nick Saletti is in our newsroom.
Yeah, happy early Mother's Day, Kaylee, to you and all the moms watching us this morning. Of course, Teacher Appreciation Week, Nurses Week also starting right now, too. A lot of things to celebrate. Hey, let's talk about that most accurate forecast this morning. Meteorologist Iris Hermosillo is joining us right now. Hey, a good morning so far. That's something to celebrate, too, Iris.
Absolutely. You know, it's a great morning to get outside, maybe go for a walk around the neighborhood. Temperatures are in the 60s to 70s. So a nice and cool start after another triple-digit day yesterday. We had 2 in a row, but it looks like we're going to back away from those hundreds, at least drop a few degrees today and into the weekend. It's not going to be a huge drop, so don't expect a big cool down. Still make sure that you're packing some water with you before you head out today. You want to hydrate through the day. We'll make it into the upper 90s this afternoon, 2 degrees shy of those hundreds. So it'll be toasty, but at least it's double-digit high temperatures as opposed to 3 digits, right? Right now, we're in the 70s. We'll stay in the 70s through that 8 o'clock hour before we warm into the 80s, then 90s by as early as lunchtime. Very similar to when we saw those 90s yesterday. 98 are high by 3 to 4 o'clock, and then our sun will set by 7:15. And I do still think we'll be in the 90s even just after sunset. But as you're thinking about mom this weekend, if you've got plans, temperatures will go a little bit lower. A high of 95 Saturday and on Sunday with some more breezes too. We'll talk about how strong those winds will get across the state in just a few minutes. But Megan Thompson has been watching our morning drive. Hey, Megan.
Hi, Iris, and good morning to all of you at home on this Friday. This traffic alert that we want to tell you about if you travel on the US 60 eastbound near Signal Butte Road. We have a full freeway closure in that area because of a fatal incident. That's the new information that we just got from DPS. Unfortunately, they didn't give us any time that they expect this to reopen as they're still working on this. So you're going to need to exit on Signal Butte Road, and then you'll be able to re-enter at Meridian Road. So it's not a huge closure, but it's definitely going to impact you. And we're seeing that slowing in the area. We're also seeing slowing on the other side of the freeway, probably as people are just looking to see what is going on. The other breakdown that we have is on the I-10 eastbound, a stalled vehicle north of 107th Avenue. This is off to the right. You're still traveling right around 65 miles per hour. But keep that in mind. I'm also seeing this crash just pop up here. I'll check that for you and have an update coming up in just a little bit.
Okay, Megan, thank you. 6:03 on this Friday. Happening overnight, a DPS trooper nearly run over. We're told the trooper pulled over a driver near 23rd Avenue in Glendale. The driver took off, then made a U-turn and then tried to hit the trooper with their vehicle. The trooper opened fire, but the suspect got away. DPS says that trooper was not injured.
Well, today, members of the community can pay their respects to Chandler police officer Christopher Farrar, killed in the line of duty last week after serving with the department 18 years. Services begin with a procession to Compass Christian Church. Here's a map of the route, which starts at Chandler Fashion Center at 2 p.m. The public viewing will be held from 6 to 8 tonight. Officer Farrar's funeral service happens tomorrow morning at the same church, and it will be live streamed on the Chandler PD Facebook page.
More hopeful signs in the fight against the coronavirus. The number of new infections is at its lowest level we've seen in 7 months. Nearly 150 million Americans have received at least one vaccine dose. A new survey by the Kaiser Family Foundation suggests enthusiasm for vaccines may be reaching a plateau. In addition, most parents don't plan to vaccinate their kids. This morning, Pfizer just applied to extend its emergency authorization to vaccinate kids 12 and older.
The goal would be to make sure that the vaccine is available for vaccinating adolescents over the course of the summer and at least before the coming school year.
And new data from Moderna shows its vaccine is up to 96% effective for kids ages 12 to 17.
So the pandemic becoming the mom-demic, right? So many moms made the choice to stay home rather than return to work. So as we head here into Mother's Day weekend, our Carla Navarrete, who's also a mom, is introducing us to two moms with very different paths. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you, Kaylee, and I'll tell you right off the top, happy Mother's Day to you. And I'll tell you, since the beginning of the pandemic, it is estimated that anywhere between 2 to 3 million women have decided to take that leap of faith, leave their careers to the side in order to stay home and take care of their kids. Take a listen.
It wasn't a pandemic starts, okay, I'm staying home.
For 6 months during the pandemic, Geronda Montano juggled it all, working online and attending to her 4 kids while they learned at home.
And it was just so emotionally draining. It became physically draining, trying to balance everything that was happening with the pandemic and then socially everything. I just got to the point where for my own health, I felt like this is not going to be a good situation if I keep trying to make this work. My kids are not going to be this age forever.
Jacqueline Rodriguez says for her, the decision came at the beginning of the pandemic in April when her boss called and said her healthcare finance position was being eliminated.
And I decided to stay home at that time with my kids and not pursue anything else.
And the things she and her boys, Sebastian and Jacob, were able to do, she says, were priceless.
I grew closer with my kids. We were able to have different experiences that I don't think we would have been able to have had we been in a normal school year. We started journaling together, taking outdoor trips together.
For Geronda, who worked in mental health, leaving her career meant she was able to dedicate herself to her passion, coaching her boys in track and field.
The tipping point was after I hadn't slept for a few nights. And I said, I can't do this. This is not going to be healthy. I can't take care of anyone else if I'm not taking care of myself.
Dr. Luther says Geronda was right.
So if you really had to boil it down, or say, if children are going to do well, we have to make sure that the moms are doing well and have a peace of mind and are not terribly overextended or stressed.
So for all you moms out there, as you are celebrated this Mother's Day 2021, remember these words of advice.
Make sure that you get what it is that you try and give your children. It is literally getting the same kind of love and comfort and support that you try to give to your children. We all need them.
As for Jacqueline, she says her boys are now back in school and she's looking to get back to work. Flexibility for her is the key.
Following a career that would allow that is, definitely a priority on my list.
For Geronda, it's only been 7 months since she left her career, and what matters right now is her family.
This passes by so quickly, and it is my responsibility to make sure that they're happy, that they're healthy, and that I'm happy and healthy while I'm raising them.
Carla Navarrete, ABC15 Arizona.
Boy, a lot to learn from that, right? It is 6:08, and the IRS says it will likely take longer to get your tax refund. The agency dealing with a backlog. More than 30 million tax returns need to be processed manually. And some of the returns are from 2019. They couldn't be processed sooner because of office closures tied to the pandemic. This year's tax filing deadline is May 17th.
Betting at the ballpark, the Diamondbacks lock in a 10-year deal with Caesars Entertainment. Game 7 Grill on Jefferson and 4th Street will be turned into a sports book. Derek Hall, president and CEO of the team, tells us there will be a gambling education campaign, and he's committed to keeping betting and his baseball team separate.
The Diamondbacks cannot benefit from baseball betting at all, and that's international baseball, it's college baseball, any sort of baseball or softball, so that we can protect the data and protect the integrity of the game itself.
TPC Scottsdale has a sports betting deal with FanDuel, and the Suns are partnering with DraftKings.
Well, it's an Orange Friday across Arizona. Have you heard? As the Suns come on back home tonight, they are going to be hosting the New York Knicks at 7. And after this evening, the Suns have one home game left in the regular season, and then those playoffs get underway in 2 weeks. The road game rallies return to Phoenix Suns Arena next week, and tickets are on sale right now. for the watch parties on the 11th and the 16th. They'll cost you $15. Kids under the age of 12 are free. You do need to include them, though, in your online order for seat assignments.
Next on ABC 15 Mornings, every week our Joe Ducey takes action to work to help the underdogs. And this morning, a warning for anybody thinking about getting a new puppy.
Plus, giving the green light to therapy. How a new lamp could help longtime sufferers of migraines.
ABC 15 Desert Drive Time, sponsored by Accident Law Group.
It's getting a little busy out there, especially for a Friday. Good morning to you. I'm Megan Thompson, tracking traffic for you. We want to keep you updated on that incident on the US 60 eastbound that has unfortunately turned fatal near Signal Butte Road. You're going to have to exit at Signal Butte and then re-enter the freeway at Meridian. And we're also seeing slowing on the other side of the freeway too. Probably some people trying to see what's going on in that area. We still have that breakdown, that stalled vehicle on the I-10 eastbound near 107th Avenue. The cameras show off right just a few moments ago, but ADOT has turned off their cameras at this point. We're trying to figure out what's going on there so I could check that for you too. Also in that area, you're traveling still right around 71 miles per hour, so that breakdown isn't impacting you too much. On the Loop 101 though, we do have a crash at Thomas Road. Keep that in mind as you look at the flows. Those don't seem to be impacted right now. I'll keep you posted if that were to change. On the I-10 as you approach the stack, you're traveling right around 65 miles per hour. That's some good news. 22 miles per hour along the Durango curve. The 17 and the 101, they are looking great. I'll leave you with those desert drive times to see if those are in your area. Loop 202 in the green, State Route 51 also in the green, and the US 60 westbound still in the green at this hour, traveling 15 minutes on the Loop 202 to the 10. Nick?
All right, Megan, thank you. Buying puppies online or from a breeder, all new this morning. The Let Joe Know team breaks down why choosing either one could cost you.
Never heard from her again, really.
Waiting months with no answers, no puppy, and still no refund. In the last few weeks, we told you about Cox Family Doodles in Mesa. More than 24 people who contacted us saying they didn't get their dogs and are still trying to get back deposits, averaging $500. So what protections are in place when you deal with a dog breeder? How do you know what you're really getting? It seems in most cases, you're on your own.
There are not specific regulations that target breeders.
Ruthie Jesus is an animal cruelty investigator and field operations supervisor for the Arizona Humane Society.
One of the biggest problems that we see really commonly are puppies or even adult dogs that are being bought and sold on Craigslist.
Like what happened to Nancy. She emailed us saying she found a husky puppy on Craigslist. She paid $380, then another $4,000 in vet bills when she found the pup had parvo and the seller disappeared. Priscilla spent $1,000 buying a Maltese puppy from a different person online. She writes, the puppy got really sick the first day and eventually had to be put to sleep because it had parvo and was so malnourished. Both buyers had very little information about the seller.
They have, maybe an email address, maybe a phone number, but there's no address for us to be able to check on the residents and perform a welfare check.
Ruthie says anyone owning an animal is subject to Arizona State 13-2910, which focuses on animal cruelty and neglect.
That requires things like animals must be provided adequate access to medical treatment. They have to be provided water and food and shelter, and you can't abuse them or leave them in a hot car or fight them, things like that.
She adds there are no regulations for the number of dogs a person owns, how they're bred, or even how they're sold. If you're buying from a breeder or online, insist on seeing where the animal came from so you can report it if the animals aren't being treated properly. Other states have stricter laws like Ohio, which limits the number of times a female dog can be bred. Also consider an animal shelter or a rescue where you can actually see the animal and its medical history. More on all of this, go to abc15.com/letjoeknow. I'm investigator Joe Ducey. If you've got a problem, let me know.
Oh, you see Joe Ducey's beautiful dog back there in the background. A good boy or girl there, just staying there nice in the shot. Hey, congratulations to MCSO's K9 unit walking away with several trophies at this year's Desert Dog Police K9 Trials. The Sheriff's Office sharing these photos on social media with the caption, "Winning feels good."
It's good to see those smiles too. Well, in honor of National Water Safety Month, a Gilbert Swim School is hosting a free water safety block party this weekend. It's a family-friendly event, and they will have water slides, games, and information about water safety and drowning prevention. It's happening tomorrow from 9 to 11 a.m. in the Higley Pavilion parking lot at Higley and Queen Creek Roads.
All right, let's talk now about that most accurate forecast. I wanted to start off by talking fire danger because we don't have any wildfire alerts for the weekend, but that fire risk is still going to go up a bit here as we talk about winds kicking up today and also into tomorrow. So you'll notice that fire danger forecast showing you some more of those oranges, even some areas that are kind of close to that red, indicating that higher risk for wildfires across northern Arizona and also at least a moderate threat for fires across southern Arizona today as winds get stronger. It'll be a breezy to windy day across the state with those winds really picking up by this afternoon. Then tomorrow those winds back off just slightly, then they pick back up again on Sunday. So I expect that fire danger to go up again this weekend. So just something to be mindful of. Again, we don't have any fire alerts, but it's going to be a combination of our very dry conditions, overall lower humidity and gusty winds and warm temperatures that will increase that fire threat. So if you are out and about this weekend, maybe you're going camping with mom, then just make sure that you're being extra cautious. There are burn restrictions, of course, across our state, and make sure that you're not dragging any chains or doing something with your car maybe that could cause a spark and lead to a wildfire. As far as those wind speeds here in the valley, they're not going to be that strong, but we're talking breezy conditions this afternoon. Those winds coming in out of the west-southwest between about 5 and 15 miles an hour, gusts occasionally to 20 to 25 miles an hour, and that'll be the case today. Tomorrow, some occasional breezes, and then more of those winds again on Sunday for Mother's Day. For northern Arizona, the strongest winds will be today, gusts as high as 40 miles an hour, and then again on Sunday, but all in all breezy across northern Arizona through the weekend. High pressure pushing to the east, so that is helping nudge those temperatures down, but we're also getting those winds as we track a storm system that's going to be working its way across our state. It's not going to bring any major impacts aside from those winds, and it's going to help nudge those temperatures back down into the 90s, but otherwise only about a 10% chance of a shower in Flagstaff today. And then through the weekend, we've got another one to watch to our north. That'll keep those breezes around through the weekend, and it's also going to keep those temperatures a little bit lower into the mid-90s for the weekend, and it's going to keep, as like I said, the winds around along with a slight chance of a shower in northern Arizona. But dry here in the valley. Today, a couple degrees cooler than yesterday, but it's still going to be pretty toasty as we slowly back away from those triple digits. So enjoy the morning while you can. It's 74 degrees now in Phoenix, 68 in Chandler, low 70s in Mesa, and upper 60s in Glendale. Avondale, you're checking in right at 71 degrees. Here's how quickly we warm. I do think we'll see the 80s by as early as 9 a.m., then 90s by lunchtime. Our high today peaks at 3 to 4 o'clock, just like when we saw our high temperature of 100 yesterday. But today, it'll be 98 degrees, and as you make those evening plans, know that we'll keep the 90s around even until after sunset. 98 degrees for a high today in Phoenix, a little closer to 100 out at Lake Havasu. That temperature in Flagstaff tops out at 72 degrees, and this weekend, that temperature drops into the mid-90s Saturday, Sunday, and then next week, looking ahead, we'll be back into the hundreds by next Thursday.
All right, Iris, thank you. 6:20 on this Friday. It's the thought that counts ahead on your bulletin board, making mom feel special this weekend without breaking the bank.
Senator Mark Kelly taking a tour of this Chandler technology company, Intel, continuing to expand and bring jobs to the valley. I got a chance to talk with our state senator, asking him how are we going to keep up with this growth and get more people educated and trained in these technology careers.
Thanks for watching ABC15 Arizona, streaming 24/7 on Roku and these streaming devices.
Well, if you struggle from migraines, I'm so sorry, but this morning we're giving you some hope, and it's all thanks to a new lamp that might make you feel better.
Since the pandemic started, many of us continue to work from home. Computers and smartphone screens emit blue light, which can make migraines worse. Researchers at Harvard have found that a different light, green light, can ease migraines. They developed a specially designed lamp.
And I've been pleasantly surprised.
It emits a specific narrow bandwidth of green light.
Different colors of light affect the cells in the back of the retina, which respond to different colors.
And that can help those who suffer from migraines. Right now, studies look promising.
Narrow band of green light does not have as much of impact in both the patient and the cells. And actually, paradoxically, this color of light is soothing and relieves pain.
According to the Migraine Institute, more than 35 million Americans suffer from migraines, mostly women. 18% of men and 43% of women will experience a migraine at some point in their lives.
Okay, so you want to know, right? The lamp, it comes with a price tag of about $150, and a lot of people are saying it is a small price to pay if it does give you a better quality of life.
Just 2 days to go until Mother's Day, and if you're still searching for the perfect gift for the leading lady in your life, we've got some ideas that won't break the bank, and that's what's on our bulletin board this morning. First up, ditch the overpriced petunias and go for alternative plants, things like succulents and shrubs. Check out your local nurseries for the best prices. And that leads us to our next option, supporting small and local businesses. This will give any gift more meaning. A quick Google search will help you find what you need and can take it one step further to support female-owned businesses as well. And finally, who says you have to pay for expensive salon services to get a little pampering? There are many things you can do from home. You can buy low-price but high-quality face masks at places like Target and CVS. You can even make your own sugar scrubs for deep exfoliation. So many ways to show mom some love without going into debt. And that is what is on our bulletin board.
Up next at 6:30. While some industries crumbled, the tech sector thrived during the pandemic. New for you this morning, it's an in-depth look at why more jobs are coming to the Valley of the Sun.
And making it easier than ever to get vaccinated. You can now just walk up to your local pharmacy to get that shot. But how do you know which one of the vaccines that you're getting, and can you choose? I'll break it all down coming up after the break.